Um, Rajesh, we also have Srinivasu. You have interacted with him before during our roundtable days also. So
Yes.
Srini, and now he's the president Area 4 for the 41ers Club of India. Srini, you also
Lovely.
have a question. You can welcome Rajesh and also ask your question.
Very warm welcome, Rajesh. We met many times. Always a pleasure listening to you. And I think you really gave, a fast bullet-like presentation today, highlighting all the points. I really want to appreciate you bringing in to strategic importance of process. It is something that most people in India don't give much emphasis to. So people, process, profit, so brilliantly put by you. One question that I have comes from your book and your vision that you articulated so brilliantly, a world without boundaries where people work together to bring about lives and livelihood. So I wanted to just comment upon this in the light when India is looking at huge opportunities, perhaps flowing out of China. At the same time, a lot of countries actually putting up economic blockades to protect their own self-interest.
So, Srinivas, it is going to be very interesting. There is going to be a differential role that India is going to play in this new world order. We are going to be the economic leaders, and for your information and for the information of the audience, the highest growth rate today is India. We are at plus 2.5. China is 1, and rest of the world is minus. So even in such a bad scenario, we are leading purely because India was never an export economy. And because we were never an export economy, we are sustaining and surviving as on date. We are self-reliant and we don't depend much on export revenues for our country. Now, that was a negative before the COVID-19 scenario. With the COVID-19 scenario, that became our strength. But that is not a long-term solution. Automatically now, India is going to become one of the largest exporters because 30 years back, the money that went into China and the companies from the Western world which went into China are now relocating themselves. Now, I don't say 100% of them will come to India, but the population of India is required to support the kind of products and services that are required to service the entire world. I always tell Srini that there are formats of how people become remunerated. People start working, then they become self-employed, they start working for themselves, then they work for entrepreneurs, then entrepreneur works for corporates, corporates work for the government, and there are countries which hire governments to work for them and make their wealth. So why do you think Americans with such a small population compared to the Indian population are financially the richest people in the world? Because they have engaged so many countries which work for them. One of the countries that they had engaged was China, which was producing the products and services that they required, which they sold and marketed to the rest of the world. So now to keep going with the same kind of requirement of products and services, they will need a separate, similarly populated country, and population, which was once upon a time our drawback, is today our strength, and we will win that opportunity. And that's why these orders will come to India. Now, what the economist of India will need to do is, what happens if a scenario like this happens in the future? Then what happens? Like China today is struggling with their economy purely because their exports are completely stalled. Now, what happens to the infrastructure that they have and the expenses that they're incurring? It's a roadblock for them. For China, the 100% country has become like a restaurant. You get me? Which has got less business today. So now this is the opportunity for India, and this is where it will change from. India also, we need to understand one thing. What we don't have as a country is our strength. We don't have the quality of roads that a developed country has, but that's an opportunity, because when the roads are going to be built, money will go to the public. We don't have networking of rivers, so we have got challenges of areas in India where people don't have water, so the people are dying, and there are areas where there is so much of water that people die with floods. So it needs, water management needs to be done, which is also on the priority list of the government. So water networking will bring prosperity to the country. We don't have power for 24 hours across the country. Even that is getting sorted out. We are turning from a developing country to a developed country. And when this happens, when this transition happens, definitely we will become a very robust organization, and that wealth is going to get distributed amongst the people. So we are not only a country, but we are a world in a country. I love to say this statement, that India is a world in a country. Even if we try to satisfy the needs of our own countrymen, it's a huge market. We don't need exports, but the export opportunity is knocking at our doorsteps. And as this world unfolds from the lockdown, we are going to start providing products and services to the rest of the world. And that is an opportunity for every man born in the beautiful country of India. We just need to be equipping ourselves. We need to be capable. the funds will flow, rest of the world will develop India as a country, because people with money need to have people who work on that money and earn profits for them as well. So for them, the people are we, the process they will bring along with them and the money, and the profits which we will earn will also go as a share to their pockets because they invested money and process in our country. So this is what is going to happen, and this is how it is going to unfold on our people, by setting up the processes and then dividing and sharing the profits that our people create for themselves and the people who have invested in India.